Good evening and welcome back to NoQuipFootball here on NoQuip Sports, your no funny business source of just football news. You get in, you get out in 5 to 7 minutes or less, and hopefully you get some pick'em information along the way. Folks, today we're doing part 2 of the Pro Bowl week videos. Today we're going to be focusing on a couple things like this Pro Bowl week. We've had the skills competition, as well as we're going to have the Pro Bowl coming up and the NCAA Senior Bowl coming up as well. And we're going to be talking about some things in the off season too. So friends, for starters, on Monday, I made a mistake. I went on autopilot for a minute, and I accidentally said that the New England Patriots beat the Dallas Cowboys when, in fact, they actually beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. But, anyways, moving on. Here we go, people. I actually want to talk about this today. My thoughts on the Pro Bowl itself, and I've been doing a bit of research this week. I've been talking with a couple of my buddies about it to see kind of like what their thoughts were too. And I came up with a couple of things and a couple of reasons why the Pro Bowl should actually go away. Now, let me say this first. I will still watch it. I'll still, give a live reaction and stuff like that to it. But, and a big but, you don't see the highest quality talent there, usually, anymore. Players are completely unmotivated to go, generally speaking, unless they're rookies and it's like their first time and it's kind of like a novelty thing to do, stuff like that. But players don't do it anymore because, for instance, with our top players, like, for instance, Ben Roethlisberger, I just heard earlier today that he actually pulled out on injury. The guy came back 2-3 weeks after destroying his knee. He could do a Pro Bowl if he wanted to. Now, don't get me wrong, it's his off season. He can choose to use it how he wants to, but there's no motivation to do it because his salary and the salary of all the greats in the league, and I'm not just talking about quarterbacks, I'm talking about all positions. The salaries of all the greats in the league are so inflated that they don't need to partake in this because the pay for it is so low and so insignificant. As far as I know. I need to look up more statistics, but that's the general feel of what I keep getting here. There's no motivation to do it anymore. They're earning a ton of money already. They might as well get into their off-season recovery, recouping, and also getting back into the gym more regularly as well. So that's a lot of what I'm seeing going on here. Now, in addition to that, the Pro Bowl is completely useless because... and specifically in the NFL, because you can't do it in the middle of the season because you don't truly know who the stars of the league are after 8 weeks or 9 weeks, whatever it would be. And the other piece to it as well is it's not a waste, but also it's just a way to extend promotions and extend ads and things like that, and fans don't like it. Fans get upset by it. The games are already so beyond saturated with commercials and things like that that teams are actually, and this is not in football but in other sports like basketball, there's so many people that are actually very excited because the Celtics actually just allowed GE, General Electric, to put a little logo on their thing to cut down on timeouts, so that people would always know that GE was there on their uniforms. So, anyways, the Pro Bowl also, it's for me, when I watch it, I have to turn the volume off because, as you know, this is NoQuip Sports, and the whole time it's just the old pro coaches who are just like there to pal around and do whatever. There isn't really much action to the game unless you're interested in watching scores that are like 80 plus to 80 plus or something like that. And in addition to that, there's no use to it. Like, for instance, in the MLB, if your conference or division, whatever it is, wins that game, then in the World Series, you then get home field advantage for your side of the league. Which is really cool. So I think, I mean, the MLB Pro Bowl, whatever they call theirs, is still kind of useless. The All-Star game is still kind of useless, but that is one thing that's like a really neat factor. But anyhow, so on to the skills competition. As far as I could tell, it was kind of cool. A lot of people enjoyed it, and a lot of people did fairly well in it. They got a couple of like actual really big names to come out and do it. On both sides, the AFC and the NFC, and it just looked like a lot of fun. It seemed like the dodgeball game was probably the biggest hit, at least as far as I could tell, and the players certainly had the most fun with it. And I think that's the thing that will make this week successful, or is like to show players doing other athletic things and them having fun, not necessarily in the football setting, but also at the same time, regular football fans probably just don't care, and it's just basically the same as the Pro Bowl. It's just useless. So I don't know. They could scrap the whole week, and I don't think anybody would miss it. But that's just me. Anyway, on to the NCAA Senior Bowl. It's going to be at Ladd Pebble Stadium in Mobile, Alabama. I announced this the other day. It's at 2:30 p.m. Eastern on NFL Network for those of you who are looking to watch it. I'm going to do a live recap on it right then and there. I don't know an incredible amount about the NCAA or college football, really, to be honest with you, other than I'm a Buckeyes fan just because my dad's a Buckeyes fan, and also they're kind of like really fun to watch every now and again. They have some really good games, in my opinion. I know it's not a popular one for people in Michigan and stuff like that. But anyways, so then also I want to talk a little bit in the offseason so you know what to expect. We're going to be doing a lot of stuff, a lot of different things, football related, not football related, and just silly stuff in general. So for instance, we're going to be doing a little bit of golf live, just chatting and like sitting back, having some great conversation, talking about any kind of sports stuff. The Daytona 500, the Kentucky Derby. We're also going to do a whole segment on chicken wings, since you all know how passionate I am about that. We're also going to do an analysis of every team. We're going to do at one point, 1 month, 32 days, 32 teams. We're going to do all of them, analysis, stuff like that, on kind of what they should be thinking about doing. And also, as we get through major dates in the offseason, like the draft, for instance, we'll do some recaps on that, things along those lines. And, yeah, so it should be a lot of fun. But anyways, while you're all here, don't forget to subscribe to NoQuip Sports here on YouTube. You can also follow us on Twitter at NoQuip Sports, and also you can like our Facebook page, NoQuip Sports on Facebook. So I hope you all have a wonderful day, and as always, go football.